Having began my KATO track collection with the M1 master set last month, this month I blew my payday spending money on a small selection of pieces that would add a turnout spur to my basic loop. These new sections of Unitrack would also start me out on collecting the required track I need to build my very first layout design. To kick off my journey to my first attempt at a layout design, I first got myself some more compact curves than the ones that came in the M1 master set. These are 216/45s, will drastically reduce the area that my experimental loop will take up in the small amount of space that I have available to me. I bought 2 packs of these so I could put together a mini loop which will be great for quickly setting up on the coffee table just so I can try stuff out. In this case I'll be experimenting with a single turnout point. Long term however, these will be ideal for making an inner loop to go with my larger M1 loop so I can have 2 lines and possibly 2 trains running at the same time. I love snapping together this KATO Unitrack, it's so free of complications. But the main point of this test loop, if you'll forgive the bad pun, is the R718 15 degree number 6 left point switch, or turnout as our American pals like to call them. As it will become obvious later, I kind of boobed in which orientation of points I chose to go for. This is a left-hand point, and it really would have been a tiny bit more convenient given my table setup if I perhaps chose to go for a right-hand turnout. You'll have seen there, as well as the shorter curve sections, I also got myself some shorter straight sections as well. These will not only help make the test loop even more compact, but are parts I require to build the simple layout design that I'm formulating. Importantly as well, I'll be wanting to cap off the janky test spur, so for this I bought a pack of KATO's S62BB buffers. You'll get 2 in a pack, and I'm sure the additional set will come in handy as I expand my track. KATO have several different styles of buffers, or bumpers, including wood and cement ones, and even sets with tiny LED lights built in. Everything put together, I popped on my little KATO pocket line steeple cab shunter and had a bit of a play. This is where I suddenly realised my faux pas regarding the running directions and that my makeshift spur was actually sort of pointing in the wrong direction. It would have been perhaps better if I'd placed the point switch at the top of the loop instead. Or I should have just bought a right hand turnout. As I say, it's not a biggie, it just kinda messed with my head a little bit as I'm new to all this railways modelling stuff. Although these KATO points already come wired for powered activation, there is a manual switch option, which is what I'm using today. This is lucky as I haven't actually got around to buying any of the KATO switch controllers yet. I soon started to get used to this very simple test setup and the running of the little loco, so I added a couple of wagons just to simulate some train use of this tiny little spur. As crazy as it sounds, I completely lost track of time and was totally absorbed even with this stupidly small layout, if you can call it a layout, and before I knew it, an hour had flown by. Even then I wasn't really tired of running my train back and forth, and every so often parking it in the little branch. The main issue I came across was that I had to watch my speed, otherwise I risked a hefty bump against the bumpers. This all got me started wondering once again where I could go from here. Although payday is still a while off yet, I will still have to put a good amount of thought into my next addition to my railway. As I see it, I have 2 options. I could continue adding to my track collection, perhaps turning this little spur into a more useful passing point, which would therefore open up opportunities of running 2 trains. Though perhaps a more practical choice at this stage, since I only have 1 loco and I don't feel the need to add another at this moment, might be to start adding some additional wagons so I can make up longer trains. I suppose in order to start doing any meaningful shunting practice, I kinda need to do both, expand my track and my selection of freight wagons, but money is tight and I'll have to be patient. Still, for the moment I can see I'll have plenty of fun with my test layout. I'm working on my grand plan about how I'll develop my final layout design. Thanks for watching.